Alright, here's a close-up of my elderberry bushes in the back, and as you can see, they've grown to be quite kind of unruly. They're really put out a lot of new growth this year, and unfortunately they're growing onto the fence that we have here with the back door neighbors, and we don't want it to damage the fencing. And the neighbor has asked us to kindly cut back the bushes, so I'm going to do that now. I think it's not the ideal time. I should probably wait until all the leaves are off, but it is getting to be fall time here, and as you can see on this elderberry here, the bushes are losing some of their leaves already, and they are turning yellow. Most of the fruit is already either picked or dried up like this. You can see it here. And I'm actually going to try and collect some more of these for use as a tincture, as I mentioned in a comment on a recent video that I saw, which is pretty cool. Apparently you can make a tincture out of these for like cough and sore throat elixir. So I'll have a separate video about that later and see if it works out, but I'm hoping I can get enough of these raisinified elderberries picked, and that'll be a separate video. But anyway, I'm gonna just go in here and start cutting back some of these bushes. I would say about this much of it is all new growth from this year. You can kind of see that it has been cut back many times before. This was before we had bought the property. You can come in here and kind of see that the growths are all over the place, and you get a lot of crossing branches like over here, which I think is not good. This thing's rubbing against that. You got another big one over there rubbing against that one. So there's quite a bit here that is just kind of like wild shoots going all over the place, and you can see where it's growing through the fence, which we obviously don't want, and it's going into the neighbor's yard. So we're gonna go ahead and start chopping some of this back, and I don't think it's going to damage the plant too much. It's definitely had it done before, and as long it seems to be still pretty happy around here. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it back a bit and then I'll check back in. Okay, as you can see, I've trimmed back all the branches that have been crossing through the fence, so that should hopefully make the neighbor happy and not destroy this fence. And obviously this is something that's going to need to be done each year, but I am going to clean up some more of the growth that's shooting straight up like that, but I'm going to need my ladder for that, and I'll do that later. I think the priority really was just clearing out stuff like this back here so that it wasn't protruding through the fence. Yeah. I wanted to show the progress from the front. I think it still looks like a bush. It's still nice, but I did end up with a lot of biomass here. So in permaculture, you definitely don't look at that as waste. Most people would want to put that out to the curb. I'm going to end up using that as like deep fertilizer for my plantings, which I intend to do here after my terracing is done. So I will be taking all of the stuff like this, like the growths, the branches, stuff from my compost, these kind of branches, and using those underneath, layering the compost on top, and then putting probably like horse manure on top of that, and then dirt. So that's the plan anyway. I'm going to keep working on this one, finish up this one, and then that'll be it for today because I got to get to work. Okay, so just finished up. As you can see, both of the bushes are trimmed back, at least where they were growing through the fence. I have cut those parts down. Did end up with a lot of branches, which I will be using, as I said, and later on I'm going to come out in the fall time. This was what was urgent because it was really kind of damaging the fence. But in the fall time, once the leaves are all gone, I will be trimming back a lot of this top area. So I'll be kind of like reshaping that a little bit, and this too, just a little, just so it doesn't get so high that I can't even reach the fruit, and also that it's just really, I don't know, kind of just overgrown and unmanageable. So yeah, look for more videos to come.